All right. Good morning. Today is, I think we'll call it like day 6 of this series where I'm trying a new project, which is I want to build a business, or it could just be, a business. Honestly, I want to build a business around the art of letter writing. So basically, it needs to be some kind of product that I write a letter or I write content, right? So let's just say I have two ideas. One is a book letter, so I own thebookletter.com, and the second is Letters to My Rich Self. So in a nutshell, Letters to My Rich Self would be I every 2 weeks will send a letter in the mail, so through the post office, through USPS snail mail with a postage, and you'd be receiving a letter educating you or giving you, everything you wish you knew about some type of financial wealth building concept. So let's just take a Roth IRA, which is this savings account allows you to put in money post taxes, and then you can take it out tax free at your retirement age, or if you're going to be your first home purchase, you can take out the down payment from it tax free. So it's growing tax free. So that's like a huge incentive to do. And in California, you can contribute up to $6,000 as long as you make under $120,000 a year or something like that, of that nature. So that is the caveat there, but it's a hugely important tool. So I would send you a letter explaining that in a really cool way. Then I would be interviewing somebody who I think is really fascinating or awesome and lives an amazing life. And what I would constitute as lives an amazing life is they have great values, they have amazing emotional EQ, which I think is completely underrated in business and can help you tremendously. And then the other one is they have a really cool, interesting business that balances their work life. So I value time. And so I think there's some people who are doing business completely the smart way, which is they're maximizing how much free time they have to, pursue things they want to do. So I think a business should work for you. And then third would be I want to get more into reading, and I know how important reading is. So I would be reviewing, different books and then giving you a really cool summary on it. So if you decide to read it, you can read it. If not, like me, I just kind of want to get the nuts and bolts of it and see how I can apply it to my life. So that is really my bread and butter, if you could say. I am Hispanic, first generation, and I think we're the ones that need that the most. I don't think many of us are investors. Many of us think about building wealth outside of using our hands and like quote unquote grinding. So I think it's something super cool that I wish I would have learned a lot sooner. So the concept is what would have happened, how different would my life have been if I had a super rich uncle, right, who was telling me what to do, where to invest. I think it'd be it would have been I don't know how much different it would have been, but it would have helped me tremendously, and I would have made a lot less mistakes. So that one is my kind of big one that I would love to do. And it'd be fascinating where if you ask me what's one of your favorite things to do, I love to talk about business ideas, imagine a name, imagine how we could sell it, marketing, and second is meeting amazing, interesting people and then getting to share that with my friends or somebody close to me in my life. So this would allow me to do that in the form of trying to get some interviews. So I'm really excited to do it. Business-wise, it's not the most concrete because it doesn't mark off a lot of things that I usually deem as, all right, this is a business that I have to just test. The biggest factor is that it relies heavily on content and making content, and that is really hard. I just know that to be a content creator, you have to be of the top 10% to even make a livable income, and then like of that top percent, I think like let's just say this is wild. I have to get the actual numbers, but maybe of that 10%, 70% of people don't make more than like $23,000 a year or something like that from your content, right? And then the rest, it's a winner take all. They're the ones that are the 1% is taking millions of dollars, and the rest, you're all fighting for that. So that's why I think it's a little bit more difficult, but it would be a really cool passion project that I'm 100% into. My other one would be the book letters. So that's writing a book in the form of letters. And so I would maybe start with my parents' story. So they came to the United States. They fell in love in Mexico City. My mom came first, then comes back, meets my dad. They, realize that they really like each other. They decide to come here. Life is really hard, right? And a lot of like interesting things happen. My dad has to work as a valet. He gets paid with tips. The guy's really mean. My mom's working at a lonchera. She gets pregnant with my brother, then can't work anymore. It's this really cool story. And with that, my parents are writing letters to each other when one would leave. Then, unfortunately, my mom's father passes away, and so she has to make the decision whether to go see him or not. But has applied for citizenship, so she can't leave the country. She decides to go, and then there's a whole range of issues and things that happen there. So my dad's writing her letters and how much he misses her and how much he loves her, and it's this really cool, interesting love story. And I think that would be a really cool book letter. So there's that. Then the third one is Jane Austen. So there's this exhibit that I signed up for. It's at the Morgan in New York, and it's hosted by Julia Swells. She's the one that's going to be leading this, and she brought up this concept of how Jane Austen writes her letters, and I thought it was fascinating. And so I would love to recreate her letters in their entirety, the way she wrote them and folded them, which is like completely unknown to a lot of people because they're only photographed in sections. And that would be really fascinating and awesome to send to you so you can receive them just as Cassandra and Jane were exchanging letters. So that would be super cool. And my last one is Rockefeller wrote a lot of letters to his son about how to take over and what to do with money and how to think of philanthropy and how to think of your enemies and how to think of psychology. And so it's really cool. And I bought this book and I thought, okay, awesome. Let's maybe do all those letters. Let's find them. Let's do the research and then also mail them to you, which is experiencing it how the son would have experienced it. But there's a lot of awesome business tidbits in there. So those are my 4 ideas. And my goal is really to get 1,000 subscribers within the first year. So whatever it takes to get there. And so this is now probably day 6 of my little series of I'm trying to post every day. And so you can see kind of how easy it is to delay a business because you're just talking about it. You don't actually do anything. So I have done a lot of progress everywhere. I just haven't made the content. So I have lettersformyrichself.com, built out the website. Awesome. You can purchase it. I have the bookletters.com website done. Awesome. You can buy it, right? I haven't built out the other 2. I built out the Jane Austen one as well. It's like a landing page on the book letters. And then I haven't fully booked out. I haven't fully set up and wrote out the letters from Rockefeller, but I do kind of have the landing page all set up, like the call to actions. I have the banners. I have the main information. I just need to make it sound as cool as it looks when I saw it and read a little bit of the book, and I was like, oh, this is going to be amazing. I need to do this. So I need to convey that on this little landing page, which sometimes takes me a little bit more than I'd like. But the whole point is this part is truly a sprint. So if you're building a business, this is the part where you want to get as fast as you want to sprint through this and just get an MVP website up, get everything just MVP, and then start trying to get customers. That is the number one thing. That's where you'll find out what you should write about, the content you should make, how you should fix your call to actions, what questions people have, and then you answer them on your website so that when someone gets on, they know exactly what your product is. So I hope this kind of shows you all the iterations of really trying to get a project off the ground. And I'm doing this because I know that I can hit conservatively, 20 to 30,000 MRR. And so I can definitely do that within the first year. So that's why the letters is super exciting. And yeah, I really need to do it. Today it's 6:51. And by the end of today, I want to say I have my first completed letter, right? So that is going to be the goal. Will I do it? I truly don't know. I guess it's that imposter syndrome where I don't feel like an expert in this field, but for anyone that doesn't really know who I am, I've been on this journey for 7 years. I started a packaging distribution company. I started from zero, knew absolutely nothing, was going to college. Second year, I was like, this is just not for me. I need to start my own business. This is too slow. And I started this. I got a really good friend of mine's father to invest in me. And we took that capital. We found one more partner and we're off to the races. And luckily, he started mentoring me, and that really changed my life. I was showing up to work thinking, we're going to make millions. And how? Gibran, have you ever made $20, $100? Have you ever made $1,000 from business? And I was like, I have, but not something like this, where this is like a real business, and how to think of it, and how to operate and how to manage people. And so he showed me the ropes and put me in the warehouse and was really patient until 7 years later, it's like I can run this multi-million-dollar business. And that's been really cool. And which is why I'm so excited to share this knowledge where, no one talks about. One of the biggest keys that got me here is just emotional EQ and working through that. And it's been a game changer. So I'm excited to share that through my letters to myrichself.com. And for now, I will check back, and tomorrow I will have had some letter written, and then I will have emailed a few people for who I can interview, right, for my second part of the letter. And then 3 would be the book. I do think it's going to be The Art of War. I believe it's called The Art of Content. It's one of these books. Really super cool book. So that would be the one. Or maybe I do these letters from JP Morgan. So that's all for my update today. And I will make another video now of like the actual letter writing, right? So that'll be part of the next one. But for now, that's all I got. Adios.